What's going on? Clip back at y'all. Lou over there asleep. Hardcore casual back in here. Good morning or good evening to you, wherever you might happen to be watching this video at in the world. Start off this video by saying the Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury was, in my opinion, one of the most spectacular cherry picks in all of boxing. Okay? And the reason why I say that is because for Deontay Wilder, that fight was supposed to accomplish two things. There's two goals that Team Wilder wanted to accomplish with that fight. Okay, goal number one. I ain't gonna do goal 1 and 2. This was the plan for them. This was the objectives were to A-side Anthony Joshua and to humiliate him in the process. Okay. And he was going to do that by cherry picking Tyson Fury, somebody that many people, especially in the UK, because he's a UK fighter and UK is where it's at right now, consider the lineal champ. I don't, but many people do. Tyson Fury looked at Deontay Wilder and said, this guy doesn't even have the skill of a good amateur fighter. He looks for cherry picks and weak fighters to fight anyway. So he will definitely tell you, if I'm going to fight this guy, it will have to be now, why he thinks I'm weak. Everything Tyson Fury called it out in the press conferences. So he set him up, he played him. And the cherry picker became the cherry pick. And so, in order for this to happen, and Tyson Fury also, his objective was, okay, if I beat Deontay Wilder, which I can do, then I can prove to everybody that Anthony Joshua is really just a placeholder for me. I don't think that this is what he thinks in his mind, or what I think he was thinking. And also, I become WBC champion, and that will be enough of my lineal status to A-side Anthony Joshua in the fight. It's all about A-side, getting the A-side. Okay. Tyson Fury took a lot of concessions in that fight. I would say he fought for far less money in that fight. Because if the fight would have took place in the UK, because everybody knows the UK fans carried that fight. It was not Deontay Wilder's fans that carried that fight. It was the UK that did it, okay? I'm not going to argue about that. You can go in my comment box and write as many comments as you want. If you're a a Deontay Wilder fanboy, I don't give a shit. I'm not going to reply to him because you're not going to change my mind on that at all. UK fans definitely carried that fight. And Tyson Fury definitely fought for less money. They tried to hype it up, fight of the year, all that, this, that, and the third. We all heard it. It wasn't. They tried to hype it up to be. How do we know it wasn't? Well, because if it was, would Tyson Fury really be so eager or so fast to pass that fight up? So one of them guys were lying. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, unable to get the knockout. You know, it hurt him. And I said that it hurt. Look at this. the robbery. And this is true, man. It hurt Deontay Wilder so much that he lost that fight to Tyson Fury. And everybody said it. But here's the thing. Even if he would have won, he still would have got no credit. Everybody said that beforehand. Everybody said it after. The majority of the boxing community, people, professional fighters, analysts, coaches, trainers, all think Tyson Fury won. Okay? Now, okay, follow the money. I said before that fight, even if Tyson Fury loses, even people would pat him on the back and say, man, hell of a go. As if Tyson Fury made it past 3 fucking rounds, everybody would have said, man, hell of a go. I mean, just to even do that shit, you're a champion. This was a win-win. In the eyes of boxers, like true boxing fans, not fanboys, and true boxing people that know what the fuck is going on, Tyson Fury was in a win-win situation taking this fight. Because he would have won even in the loss. And taking the financial loss and all that shit, I don't know if he gave his money to the homeless or what, but look what happened. He gets a $100 million ESPN contract, biggest network, sports network in America. Why? Why didn't Deontay get that? Because throughout Deontay Wilder's career, he's been the one that's never taken risks. Okay, it's not a risk. Let's get this shit out the way before we even get any deeper. It's not a motherfucking risk to fight a 49-year-old or a 40-year-old. I don't know how, the man was at least 40. Okay, it's not a risk to fight 40-year-old Luis Ortiz in your 38th fight. That's not taking the risk. Tyson Fury, after a 2.5-year layoff, almost a 400-pound weight cut. I mean, he don't even have flabs of skin and shit like that. All the gross hands hanging out. I mean, he's really looks good for fucking a guy that just lost almost 400 pounds. Look at the man. I mean, come on, man. He's no Greek god, or he's no, like, you know, he ain't chiseled and shit, but the man lost 400 pounds. Look at him. He looks amazing out there. He took the risk. Deontay Wilder was active 2 years. Deontay Wilder knocked out every man ever placed in front of him. And he did it having no motherfucking skill. But you're only good as what you come up against. So he did it fighting a bunch of tomato cans. You can't tell the story without mentioning that. Let's call it what it is, man. You're only as good as what you come up against. But see, Deontay Wilder, the thing with him is he actually starts believing his own bullshit after a while. He actually really started believing what the ldbc was saying. The narrative is pumping out. You know, about how, you know, he's the most dangerous man, everybody's scared of him. He knew he was fighting a bunch of bums. He knew that shit. But he fed into his own hype. Okay? Like my mom used to say, you know, boy, he done got to the age where with my grandma, I mean, he got to that age where he's smelling his own drawers and shit. Deontay Wilder was smelling his own motherfucking drawers, right? You know? And he liked that funk, see? He liked the smell of his own shit, see? His own hype. He believed it. He believed he was this guy. And he still does. Do you know the confidence you will have if you knocked out or knocked down every man placed in front of you? And he really believes that the only way Tyson Fury walked out is because of the law count. I truly believe that. I really truly believe Deontay Wilder fears no man on earth, and Deontay Wilder thinks that he can knock out everybody. I truly believe that. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to think that this man believes all this shit that he says. I'm starting to believe that he really thinks he should be the A side and that Anthony Joshua should get 60. I really start, the man, listen, follow the money, okay? Anthony Joshua secures the bag. Tyson Fury secures the bag. One second, let me see something. Tell y'all something. Alright, and Deontay, and Dante, and Wilder's, Anthony Joshua's 16 fight. He fought this man, okay? He fought Charles Martin, okay? He fought Charles Martin, and this was his 16th fight. He had won 15 fights at that time. This was his 15th fight. He took a risk. 15 fights in. Then, Klitschko, how many fights did he have at the time he fought Klitschko? At 18 fights, look how many fights Klitschko had. Look at this shit here, look. Y'all see that? Can you see this right here? I want everybody to look at that shit. 18 fights in. Okay? 18 fights in. You know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not. Y'all can do that shit, because I'm not going to defend shit that's not based in reality anymore. I'm not going to pull up Deontay Wilder's record and see who he fought at 18 fight, or Tyson, or any boxer in history of the sport. I don't care who it is, okay? This is the difference with me. You bring up any heavyweight in boxing, because I'm not the most hardcore motherfucker. I say it all the time. I don't know who was champion in 1938 and how many fights they had and who they lost to and all that shit. I don't know. I'm the hardcore casual because I think like a hardcore, but I'm a casual because I only fuck with big names and big fighters and shit. I don't fuck with everybody. I fight with I like big names and shit. Cause I don't have time. You know, I work. I just don't have time for it. I love the sport. If I could watch more boxing, I can't. But I'm a working guy. I can't buy everybody's pay-per-view. I can't, you know, keep up with everybody. I got to, you know what I'm saying, worry about my family is first, my job is second, okay? And then, you know, there's entertainment, there's boxing, and I enjoy doing this. I love talking about it. I love combat in general. I'm a combat guy. Boxing is legal combat. MMA, legal combat, okay? So, anyway, back to my point. This represents a risk and a step up. Alright? That's what that represents. Back to my point, okay? This represents Charles Martin, 23 fights. Joshua, 15. This represents a step up. Alright? That's what that is. That's a risk. Tyson Fury fighting Deontay Wilder. And you notice I'm talking a little slower in this video because, you know, I'll just, it's time to, you know, stop the bullshit. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder, 38 fights in, he takes on Luis Ortiz. Somebody that's never competed for a title before that moment, major title before that moment. Somebody who's 48 years, whose age is really unknown, but we know he's at least 38, and he's on the ass end of his career. He's within, I would say, definitely his last 6 fights. I don't see him going another 6 fights. Well, no, I'm lying. No, I'm not. I don't see him doing that. Anyway, so Tyson Fury coming off the, once again, 2 years out, drug addiction, mental issues, massive weight loss. I don't know nobody that lost weight like that in that time. Massive weight loss. Gets in there with the bronze bomber, 5-year WBC champion who done put to sleep every motherfucking man I ever laced gloves and stood in front of him. Okay? I ain't talking about sparring. I don't give a fuck about amateurs and none of that. I'm talking in his professional career. That's what he done. That's what the record states. That's what the evidence shows that he did. Okay? Deontay Wilder didn't take the risk in that fight. Even if Deontay Wilder would have lost that fight, would have won that fight, nobody would have cared. Tyson Fury would have still been the man. And this is what they fail to realize, okay? And so you follow the money. You follow the bag, okay? This ain't no goddamn $100 million. This is not a $100 million firefight deal with ESPN. And I'm hearing, I'm going to say they're rumors. It's in there, because I hadn't seen nothing official, and that's what I go by. I go by official shit. I don't go by with just some guy on YouTube that say he got credentials and he's connected and his buddy is a trainer or whatever. I don't know what these guys do. I don't go by that. Well, you know what I'm saying? I think sport icons is usually 100. If you show that you got a good record, you know, I'll roll with that. And actually, Icons has a sorry, y'all, I don't know why my screensaver just kicked in. Let me make sure everything's recording properly. Alright, yeah. I know what happened there, but anyway, Yeah, I think you can say, you know, I'm not being managed properly and I want out this contract. You know, I think you could do that, but I don't know. Now it's so late in his career, like, how many years would that take? You know what I'm saying? I mean, but all this money that I think is good money for Deontay Wilder, uh, I don't get it. He's going to go ahead and, he's definitely about to go ahead. He's setting himself up to lose to a lesser opponent, and at that time it will be over. All these deals, one by one, they are going to disappear, and then you will be left. He will be left with nothing. Clip and Lou Hardcore Casuals. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and we out. One.